will never love you back.
Hey guys, well today I'm going to start my part one of Lewisburg Penitentiary, spending my time in Lewisburg. So hopefully you guys are going to enjoy this. It's actually episode one of my 10-part series that I'm going to be talking about me going to Lewisburg Penitentiary. So, this is something that I'm looking forward to share with you guys. Now, when I went to Lewisburg Penitentiary, I was there 23 years old. And I was probably one of the youngest guys in the penitentiary at the time. And I had some guys looking out for me. So that's what benefited me. So, my message today is, listen, kids out there, to all you young kids who think you're rough and tumble and you think you could conquer the world. And you know what? That the streets is the way to go. I'm letting you know, look, all my friends from the past are either in the grave, sitting in prison, probably became a drug addict, or had to cooperate with the government. Okay? The majority of them. I have a handful of some of them that went legit, that are raising families, but I wasn't one of them. But anyway, I opened up to my eyes, and thank God I went to prison at a young age, because if I haven't, I probably wouldn't have got the knowledge I have. But anyway, this is my story about spending time in Lewisburg Penitentiary. I hope you guys enjoy it. So I'm in Otisville, and I got sentenced to 57 months in the feds. And I still had a 4 to 8 pending with the state. But I had my attorneys. I had Lou Diamond and I had James DePietro. James DePietro was also Al Roney's partner at the time. I used to use Al Roney when I was a kid back in the day on a couple gun charges. He was a cop-out guy. If you used him, usually cop out, get probation, or maybe do a year upstate or something for a gun charge. But these are the attorneys I dealt with. So I'm in MCC, and I'm getting ready to go to Otisville. I just got sentenced by Judge Corman. That was my judge at the time, or Judge Sifton. One of them was my judge. I had the same judge at that time as Ali Boy Persico Jr., the boss of the Colombo crime family. So I'm on 5 North. I'm with Frankie Notch, and I just got sentenced to my 57 months. And I'm telling Frankie, I said, Frankie, you know what? I need this Lou Diamond to get me to court. This way they could throw this 4 to 8 on top of my 57 months, and they could run concurrent. So Frankie Notch makes a phone call, and what he does is he calls Lou Diamond. Lou Diamond answers the phone. Lou Diamond is my attorney. And he says, hey, Lou, you know what? I'm sitting in MCC with Jimmy Calandra. And, he just got sentenced to 57 months. You need to get his 4 to 8 with the state on top of the 57 months. This way they run together. They run concurrent. So Lou Diamond's listening. I talked to Lou. I said, Lou, you got to do this for me. I just got sentenced. They're going to designate me somewhere. And he says, Jimmy, you know what? Let me know wherever they designate you. What I'll do is I'll send you down on a writ, and eventually I'll get that 4 to 8 right on top of that 57 months. This way you don't got to serve the 57 months and the 4 to 8. So I said, all right, Lou, I'll call you when I get to my destination. I tell Frankie Notch, thank you. Frankie Notch was a neighborhood guy. He was a serious character. He's one of the guys that actually controlled MDC Brooklyn when it was Italians only to use the bathrooms. He's the one who put the sign up there. So I'm on my way to Otisville. I hop on the bus. I get to Otisville. I go back to my unit, because whenever you go back and forth to MCC and Otisville, you always go back to the unit that you were designated in. So Mike DeSantis is there, but Watt, Sally Avellino, all the old timers, all the wise guys. And eventually I find out I'm going to Lewisburg Penitentiary. When I find out, I tell Mike DeSantis, Anthony Bawat, Sally Avellino, all the guys I was spending time with. And Mike DeSantis reaches out to a guy by the name of Oscar Desarian. All right. Oscar Desarian was a serious guy. If you look him up, he's one of the guys that they say blew a plane out of the sky with a rocket launcher somewhere down the line. But he was a serious guy, a guy that would always undercover, on the down low. If you ever seen him, you knew he was up to something. That's the type of guy he was. He wasn't those guys that you've seen all the time. He's an old school, old timer, which he's not around no more. So anyway, Mike DeSantis reaches out to Oscar and he says, listen, Oscar, you know what? My nephew, Jimmy Calandra, that's what he called me. He was a wise guy uncle to me, Michael DeSantis, because his brother Frankie married my mother's sister, Carol. So, right now he's the boss of the Lucchese crime family. So anyway, he calls little Oscar. He tells little Oscar, you know what? Jimmy Calandri's on his way to Lewisburg Penitentiary. I know we got some friends out there. Maybe you could send word to look out for him. This way, when he gets there, he'll be okay. He's 23 years old. And I want to look out for him, which Mikey DeSantis did. He wanted to look out for me. So I guess Oscar did what he had to do. I'm sure Herby and Matty Madonna probably called him weekly, once a week or something, and touch base with him. So they call my name. I hop on the bus. I tell everybody, I'm leaving tonight. I say goodbye to all the fellas, and I get my stuff, and I hop on the bus. I'm on the bus with maybe, I would say, 30 to 40 guys, and we're on our way to Lewisburg Penitentiary. Now, the bus ride is always, you get your hands cuffed in front of you. They put the black box on you, and then they shackle your legs too when you're taking the bus. The bus ride is always uncomfortable. It's not a nice bus ride for sure, and you always got some kind of inmate that's always giving the COs a problem, that's ignorant. When I did time, I always stayed to myself, kept my mouth quiet, mind my business and things like that. I really didn't mouth off to the COs unless, I had to, unless they were disrespecting me. But some of these inmates think that they can mouth off to the COs. And you can't mouth off to the COs, because the COs, what they do is they stop the fucking bus and they give you a fucking beating. And you know what? You can't do anything about it. Not at all. And there's a lot of people that were on those bus rides that saw it and caught a lot of beatings, because the COs don't give a fuck. They really don't, especially the ones that are upstate. See, the ones that are in the tri-borough area, New York City, they're on their Q's and P's. And every so often, if they could get away with slapping somebody, giving them a beating, they will. But the ones in upstate, those are the worst, because they're racist. Those COs up there, definitely, they don't give a fuck if you're Italian, black, Chinese, any fucking thing. Even if you're fucking white, they don't give a fuck. So I'm on this bus, and I'm with one of these cops, have the authority over other cops. He has glasses. He's a short guy. You could tell that he's a racist, and he don't like the black inmates for sure. So there's some black guys that are giving him some mouth, and you can see that eventually the black guy is gonna get a beating. It's just the way it is. So he gives him a beating as we're on the bus, slaps him, boom, shut your fucking mouth. I'm saying, the black guy saying, yeah, I'm going to drop paper on you. And you know what? It doesn't matter what you say. They're going to get away with it. You're in their world. You're never going to win. Never. Unless you're murdered. And then once you're gone and murdered, maybe your family is going to sue the Department of Justice and stuff like that. But you can't win. You're in their world. That's it. They control it. So We get to Lewisburg Penitentiary. Okay, I get to Lewisburg Penitentiary, and as I'm in Lewisburg Penitentiary, I see this big building. We stop in this big building, and they open up the doors. They warn us, you know what? Everyone follow straight to the door. When you get to the door, sit down. I'm gonna take the cuffs off. And you'll get your property eventually, and a bedroll and stuff like that. Now, when you first get to Lewisburg Penitentiary, Lewisburg is also a stopping zone to go to other federal prisons. Some people stop there for a day or two until another bus comes and say you're going to Raybrook or another prison somewhere in the country. That's what it is. So, some people just stop there for a minute and until the next bus comes. And then some people are designated there. Me, I was designated there. So I get my roll, my bedroll and stuff like that. Okay, we're in a dorm. Okay, a dorm that we all just got off the bus. Now I'm designated here. I have to get quated. I think that's what they call it, quated, where counselor or unit manager has to sit you down and they have to make sure that you're safe enough to hit population. So they ask you all kinds of questions. Are you in a gang, or are you in the mob, stuff like that? Are you okay to hit population? What are you looking to do while you're here? You stay, get your GED. They give you the roll call. They just want to ask you, what you're about. They're checking you out. They're seeing who you are. This is what they're doing when you first go to prison. They wanted to see if the unit manager or the counselor, they want to know if you're a hard ass. They want to know if you're a drug addict. They want to know if you're affiliated with any gang, any organization. And this is what goes on. And then eventually, you have to strip again. You take off your clothes. If you have tattoos, they'll take photos of your tattoos right away. If they see a gang-related tattoo, they know you're related to that gang. Me, I have a vowel at the end of my last name, so right away they knew I was affiliated with the Italian mob. I'm from New York City, Brooklyn, New York, so they knew I was affiliated in some way. And you know what? They're gonna see and watch who I'm affiliated with. So we go through that, and then eventually I get released into population. I tell me I'm fine with population, everything's okay. As soon as he releases me into population, Matty, Madonna and Herby Sperling is waiting for me. As soon as I get there, they're waiting for me. So I come out, I got my bed roll with me, and Matty and Herby Sperling is right there. They both have cigars in their hands. They're both smoking Avantes. I don't know how it is today in federal prison. Back then, you can smoke as you're walking through the hall. That's just the way it was. Probably today you can't. But they were waiting for me, and they go, "Are you Jimmy Calandra?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "Who are you?" "My name's Matty, and this is Herby." I stick out my hand. I go, "Hi, Matty. Nice to meet you. Hi, Herby. It's a pleasure. Nice to see you." And these are two guys that are famous throughout the federal system. They're both waiting for me. They were involved in the French Connection. These guys grew up in Harlem. Serious guys. Herby Sperling, a tough Jew. He's got about, at this time, over 30 years in prison. Matty Madonna killed a guy in prison. Herby Sperling also killed a guy in prison. There's so much stories to these guys, and they're so well respected. They got the biggest respect in the world because they kept their mouths shut, and they were involved in some serious crimes, and they never opened up their mouth. These two guys are both legends, Herby Sperling and Matty Madonna, and I had the opportunity of being in their company. So Matty Madonna tells me, "We're going to get you into Herby's block." Herby's in J block. Now, there's two sides to Lewisburg Penitentiary. You know, when you first go in, when you first get out, you're in. You have A block, B block, you have C block, D block. One of those blocks, C or D block, are for like the mentally challenged. Okay, when you're sitting in a prison cell, I'm telling you right now, look, you know, you got to be a little fucking nuts. And there's a lot of crazy motherfuckers in prison that need mental help. They're on medicine every day. As soon as they call pill line, they're at that pill line because they need it. Because if they don't have that medicine, they'll go fucking ballistic. They really will. But there's one unit on the A side, A, B, C, D. One of those units, it's C or D unit. One of them are for the mentally disturbed. Okay, you go in that unit, they're just fucking nuts. I'm telling you, they're out of their mind. They'll kill you in a fucking minute. Matty was in I think A block or B block, one of those blocks. So when I first go out, Matty tells me we're gonna get you into Herby's block. He's in J block right now. You're going to H block or F block. Okay, so I go to F block. F block is dorms. Okay, with dividers. So they walk me to F block, and Jimmy Gallo is there. Okay, Jimmy Gallo is a guy that is from downtown Brooklyn. They call him Jimmy Red Hook. Okay, eventually I'm going to show you a photo of him. I have some photos with him. I have to pull them out. We're going to get the photo of me and him. Okay, but Jimmy Gallo was a man's man. Jimmy Red Hook. Jimmy Red Hook was a dear friend to Gas Pipe. He did a lot of things with Gas Pipe, and he was made with the Jersey crew. I become very good friends with Jimmy Gallo while I'm there. Okay, so I'm selling with him for maybe 2 weeks. You know, he has his dorm, and then from there I go to J Block. But me and Jimmy Gallo, we hit it off. We start working out together. He's, you know, I tell him where I'm from, Benson, you know, this one, yeah, you know, I know Georgie Conti, Joey Sapola, this one. And then there's also Vinny Sapola there. Vinny Sapola is also a wise guy with the Lucchese crime family. And he's Georgie Sapola's uncle. Okay, so these guys are all wise guys, you know, and I'm talking to Vinny Sapola, I'm talking to all the wise guys, Matty and Herby, everybody. Frankie Lestalino was there. I knew Frankie from the street. Lewisburg. And him, we started working out with Jimmy Gallo and Joe Lika. And then I got into some kind of program, you know, where every day you do the same thing like Groundhog Day every day. You know what I mean? They showed me where you drop off your laundry every morning. They showed me where we're going to sit. These are our tables where we sit, you know, and the Italians have their own little crew of people that we socialize with, you know. Madonna teaches me the ropes. He said, while you're here, what you're going to do is you're going to use this place to your advantage. Okay. Do you have your GED? I said, no, I don't have my GED. He says, okay, good. You're going to go for your GED. What I'll do is I'll sit down with you every day. We'll go to a law library and we'll get your GED. Okay. And then from there, hopefully, maybe you'll do some college correspondence courses. So Matty Madonna and Herby Sperling was a big help to me. And you know what? These guys will go on as legends forever. I always talk good about them. And those guys were real men for sure. You know. So I'm situated. I'm in F block right now with Jimmy Gallo. And Jimmy Gallo's a really fun guy. I tell you, you know what? He ends up getting a tattoo. He just met this girl before he got pinched. He was with her for maybe 2 years. I forgot her name. I think her name was Rose or Rosemary or something. And he ends up getting a tattoo on his top of his arm that says Rose. He was really in love with this girl, you know, and he caught all this time for helping Gas Pipe. And, you know, he was probably involved in a murder, walked up to the door, shot somebody. But, you know, Jimmy Gallo, at that time, he's a funny guy. Always funny. We used to work out. So We used to work out every morning, me, him, Joe Lika, and this kid Richie from Crash and Carry. You get a time slot, you work out in the winter, you feel good, you want to stay healthy. And that is what doing time is all about. You get into a routine. Eventually maybe you join the arts and crafts, get into some ceramics, or write a letter. Some people like to play cards, some people play pinochle, spades, stuff like that. But it's all about being busy as you're doing time. You don't want the time to do you. You want to do the time. And thinking about the outside when you're locked up is not a good thing, especially if you have a girlfriend. Because right away, if you have a girlfriend, you think right away, you know what, your girlfriend's cheating on you, and she's fucking everybody. And that's the bad thing about prison, because that's the way fucking guys think, especially if you have a jealous guy. But you got to keep your mind busy. Prepare for some visits. Write letters, get your little phone call slot in, see how everybody's doing, and get situated and get into a program and hang out with the right people. Herby Sperling was a Jewish guy, so he always had these Jewish parties that we would get together, and all the food would come in, it would be kosher. We put the beanies on our head and we would sit down and we would watch a movie. And Herby had a lot of pull. Herby had mad respect in Lewisburg Penitentiary, and so did Matty and Madonna. Okay, so I'm gonna leave this off over here, and I'll continue this story about the time I spent in Lewisburg Penitentiary. This is part 1, episode 1. Okay, and I will give you one probably every other day, maybe every day. Who knows? And we'll go from there. But to everyone out there, listen, guys, enjoy life. Put good people around you. Put God in your life. Do the right thing. Don't get involved with the bullshit. And there's a lot more to come. I have so many photos of Lewisburg Penitentiary I'm going to be sharing with you. I'm only going to share the photos that I took in Lewisburg Penitentiary, just to show you all the photos I took, all the guys I met. I was on good terms with every single one of them. Black, white, Spanish, Chinese, everything out there. From Latin kings and yetas, organized crime figures. I was very respectful to them, and I learned a lot from them. And I don't wish no kid out there to go to jail at the age of 23 years old, get a job, get a career, spend time with your family, and live your life. This is my story, Jimmy Calandra. Until next time, part 2, episode 2. Hope you enjoyed this one. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye, guys. The streets will never make you grow. It's not a seed, it's a gutter. There's no happy endings in this life. So this is my message to you. The streets will never love you back.